Hello dear students. So in this video let us continue with the next topic, that is the features of the fifth generation. In our previous videos we have already completed with all the first, second, third, fourth generation as well as the key concept of the fifth generation. I hope the concepts are clear there. So let us continue with the features of the 5G technology. The first feature of the 5G technology is that it offers a high resolution and the bidirectional large bandwidth. Okay, that means it offers the high resolution in the sense the data quality will be very high, and it offers the large bandwidth of almost 1 Gbps, that is 1 gigabits per second. That much bandwidth it is giving. If that much bandwidth if it is giving, the more the bandwidth, the more the capacity the user will be having to transmit and receive the data over the network. So it is offering a very high resolution of sound quality as well as bidirectional in the sense at the same time the sender and the receiver can send and receive the data simultaneously with a very much large bandwidth of almost 1 Gbps data. Okay. The next feature is that it provides the subscriber supervision tools for the fast action. Now what is the subscriber supervision tools? They are the monitoring system. Say for an example, now we are into the 4G. So whenever we were in the 3G, actually customer care center came. Suppose if you are unable to receive the call, or if you are not experiencing with the internet connection, then immediately will make a phone call to the customer care. Now the customer care center is acting as a subscriber supervision tools. As we have discussed already in a previous video, in fifth generation, almost all the devices may be getting connected to the internet. Then there should be certain system that would monitor all those devices, whether they are working properly or no, whether they are receiving the internet, whether they are connected to the network or no. So in order to monitor this 5G in upcoming generation, it is providing the more subscriber supervision tools for the fast action. Suppose if it is not working, then what action should be taken? For that, monitoring systems will be coming into existence. Next one, it also provides the high quality services based upon the policy to avoid errors. So it provides a quality in such a way that there would be a minimal errors. Okay, minimal errors means less number of errors may occur. So there would be no any loss of data. Okay, there would be no any disturbance whenever you are communicating. So such a high quality data services they may provide. So and it also provides a large broadcasting of data in terms of gigabits, with supporting almost 65,000 connection. See, I said they are providing with a large bandwidth of 1 Gbps. Now when 1 Gbps data is there, means it is actually a very huge data that will help you to broadcast. I have already explained, there is one to many relationship. That means I said about the live telecast cricket show. So no matter whichever part of the world you are sitting, you can watch the live telecast cricket show, right? So that is nothing but the broadcasting. Or the packets has been sent from the sender to the receiver. So the receiver may be in terms of the if he is there in the internet. So internet doesn't have any geographical spread, and that broadcasting capacity is having such a huge connection, almost 65,000 connection at a time it can provide. That means 65,000 different user it can connect, whatever they are uploading or downloading or just surfing, to everybody. 65,000 different user it will provide its service. So such a huge kind of broadcasting it will be provided in the fifth generation. And it also offers the transporter class gateway with the unparalleled consistency. So what is gateway here? We have already studied that gateway is a device that connects you to the dissimilar networks, right? Two dissimilar networks, maybe LAN to WAN it may connect, and the gateway it acts as a router, okay, and gateway act as a switch. What is switch and what is switch and the router we have already discussed, right? And then we also discussed about that gateway is acting as a proxy server. Sometimes it is acting as a firewall also. So these all data gateway, these all functionality will be performed in the gateway in the 5th generation with an unparalleled consistency. Unparalleled consistency, that means there would be no any kind of comparison between the previous generations and with the current, with the 5th generation. Now whenever I was discussing about the 4G, I was actually comparing with the 3G and the 4G with a maybe in terms of data speed or something. Okay, but when the fifth generation come into existence, a very huge difference, a very huge gap will be there between the 4G previous all the generation when the comparatively the 5th generation, where there will be no comparison, because the data high speed and all will be very fast in case of the 5th generation. No zone issues, no access issues. Almost all the devices will be will be onto the internet to provide the high quality services. Unparalleled consistency means there would be no match between the previous networks to this network. Such a high class gateway will be provided, which is responsible for you to connect to the internet. Okay, then it also help for the remote diagnostics. Okay, remote diagnosis that allows the user to get the better and the fast solution. So what is this remote diagnosis? I have always told about the protocol known as the telnet. Telnet is a protocol that help you to connect from one computer system to the another computer system, so that another computer system which you are not able to physically go and access the data, such computer I can call it as a remote computer. So for an example I can give you. So here remote diagnostics in the sense, suppose if you're working from home, okay, if usually IT people work from, nowadays they're working from home. Now when they work for the company, first thing is they have to get connected to the company's network, isn't it? So they cannot physically go and connect if they want, if they cannot go physically and go and connect to the company network right now. So right from your home they are accessing the company's network, they are providing the login network. So your company network or the company server is acting as a remote computer system, wherein right now you cannot go physically and connect the thing. So such kinds of remote diagnostics will be provided in the 5th generation that help you to get the better services for the fast solution. Say for example, sometimes it so happens that if your internet connection is not proper and all, if you try to browse or something, if you go for any website you try to open, what it may give, currently are not connected, or 404 page not found. This is what, because when the whenever your request is will not be able to detect that remote computer system server. If it is unable to detect the remote computer system server, then only such kinds of messages will be there. So such issues will not be there in the 5th generation. And you see here 5G provides you the 25 megabits per second connectivity speed. That means each person can experience 25 megabits per second, whereas in the 3rd generation it was 2 megabits per second, and in the 4th generation almost 14 megabits per second. We have a very drastic connectivity speed in comparatively to the 3rd or the 4th generation, that is 25 megabits per second, wherein you may get the data in terms of GB uploading and the downloading links. So it's a very high data. And it also supports for the virtual private network. Virtual private network, nothing but it allows you to create a secure connection to another network over the internet. Okay, that helps you to create a secure connection between the source and the destination computer over the internet. Example I can give you, it will allow usually the users to access the business network from the home. The one person who is taking work from home, any IT people work from home, if they are taking, they are getting logged on to the company's network, right? So when they are making a connection to the company's network, this virtual private network is the one that helping them to have a secure connection between the person who is working at home and to the network which is there at the office. This kind of such a network, secure network, we can call it as a virtual private network. Okay, so that what is the term, like what is that secured network is nothing but so that the other person shouldn't come to know what work you are doing over the company's network, though you are not physically present in your company. This is what is virtual private network. And then this 5G will take all the delivery services out of the business prospects. That means delivery services of maybe let it be the voice communication or let it be the data, that is internet connection, it will be so high, very high quality of the delivery services will be provided in the fifth generation. And then uploading and the downloading speed will be very high in case of the fifth generation. As we have already discussed, almost 25 megabits per second each user is getting, means uploading and downloading speeds will be very high. And it offers the enhanced and the available connectivity around the world. That means enhanced connectivity, in the sense there would be no any connectivity issues at all. Sometimes it do happen, it's happened that you are at home, okay, for a certain moment, maybe for 2 to 3 minutes your mobile network may not be there only. You could see that there is a blank, there is no any network signals on your mobile phone. This is what is the connectivity issues. In the fifth generation there will be no any connectivity issues, and they will provide a enhanced connectivity around the world. No matter whichever part of the world you are residing, there will be no any kind of network issues at all. So these were all about the features of the fifth generation. So with this concept we have completed the generations of the mobile networks. Now look at some more slide. So see here, the future fifth generation may look like this, and then you can see here the way the transceivers or the base stations are using. They have the capability of broadcasting the signals, wireless signals. These are wireless communication, how they may propagate the signals, and by such kind of high gain antennas we may cover up to 65,000 connections we can have. That means at the same time 65,000 users can provide the connection, they can send and receive the datas. Okay, next moving on to the evolution from 1G to 5G. So we'll just see the different kinds of devices. In the first generation actually had come into existence in the 1980s, which was supporting only for the voice signals, and that too by using the analog signals. There was almost no question of digital signals and no internet service at all. In second generation actually CDMA and GSMA networks had come into existence. After second generation we had 2.5 generation, where the GPRS technology had come into existence. Okay, so with the GPRS technology we could experience 144 kilobits transfer rate in case of 2.5 generation. Then we migrated to the third generation. Actually third generation made a drastic change. Here the different kinds of technologies had come into existence. Okay, in case of third generation, so here smartphones had come into existence, and in 3G we had a very high data transfer rate, that is about 384 kilobits per second data transfer rate we had, and 2 megabits per second data transfer rate we had in case of fixed application. How we could achieve that 384 kilobits per second is because of by using one more technology known as edge, which we are going to study in our next topic. Okay, 3G, here also we had a GSM network and CDMA, but with the higher versions. So GSM was able to give you 384 kilobits per second data transfer rate because of certain technology. Fine. Then now currently we are into the fourth generation, and future we may going to use the fifth generation, which is yet to come into existence. So let us move on to the next topic, that is edge. Okay, so edge actually stands for enhanced data rate global evolution. Enhanced data rate global evolution, or you can also call it as enhanced data rate GSM evolution also we can call it. Why it is called as GSM evolution is because the edge is a kind of a technology that is actually developed specifically to meet the bandwidth needs of the 3G. So usually 3G is providing 384 kilobits per second. Actually basically GSM networks was providing only 9.6 kilobits per second data transmission rate it was providing. Then later they brought a technology known as edge. So edge actually combined with the GSM network. Once this edge technology was combined, it started producing almost 384 kilobits per second data transmission needs. Hence the edge can also be called as enhanced data rate global evolution or GSM evolution, or you can even call it as Edge was actually formerly was actually called as GSM 384. It was actually specially developed to meet the bandwidth needs of the 3G. And this Edge is actually radio based mobile high speed data standard. Radio waves are nothing but, now these are radio waves, okay. So these are antennas usually have the radio waves or the microwaves, but the lookout will be the same, okay. So this Edge technology, it is actually a radio based mobile high speed data transfer rate, which allows the data transmission speeds up to 384 kilobits per second to be achieved when all the 8 calls simultaneously are used. That means if it is working with the GSM network, obviously GSM will divide that 384 bandwidth into 8 time slots. So when it is dividing, this means a maximum bit rate of 48 kilobits per second per time slot you are getting. 384 divided by 8 means per time slot, or the per user is experiencing almost about 48 kilobits per second. Without this Edge, actually GSM was unable to provide any kind of high data transfer rate. Hence formally in the sense, previously this Edge was actually called as GSM 384. And then this Edge technology, it actually may achieve the higher data speed also in a good radio conditions, okay. And this actually Edge was being considered as an intermediate step between the evolution to the 3G WCDMA. Okay, so in third generation, many such technologies had come into existence like Edge, and one more technology which had come into existence is WCDMA, that is wideband CDMA. Wideband CDMA is nothing but that also is a kind of communication technology that was used in the 3G mobile network. Actually, it supported for the cellular, voice, text messages, MMS and all, but it gave the providers the ability to support for the broadband internet services on the mobile devices. Because this WCDMA, we could experience the broadband internet connections at our home because of this kind of technology. That is why I said when the 3G had come into existence, that made a very drastic difference between, because many such technologies came into existence in the third generation. Okay, so this was all about the Edge. Okay, so students, let us move on to the next topic in the networking, that is the applications in the networking. So the first application in the networking is the SMS. Okay, so this SMS actually stands for the short message service, okay, or you can also call it as a text messaging also, which is a form of electronic or a non-voiced form of communication. Okay, so only we are sending certain, we are messaging certain text and then we are forwarding. That's why it is called as non-voiced form of communication. This SMS is a transmission of short message. It might be from one mobile to another mobile. We may send the short message to the fax machine also. But whenever you are sending the SMSs, make sure that SMS is having certain fixed number of alphanumeric characters. How much fixed number is? Almost 160 alphanumeric characters, and usually our SMS would not contain any kind of images and the graphics. Nowadays we are able to send the smileys and all, but in the earlier days when the SMS had come into existence, it was not supporting any kind of graphics or any kind of images. Only the alphanumeric characters it was supported, which was the combination of both the alphabets as well as the numbers, and some special operators like percentage, question marks and all we were able to use. Now let us see how exactly this SMS work. Now look at here. There is two users are there. So this person wants to send an SMS to his friend's mobile. So when the SMS is been sent, okay, so usually no matter voice calls or data service, internet service, or even the SMS is also, it has to pass through the nearest antennas. Then only those antennas will forward to to your destination. So your SMS will first reach to the nearest antenna, then it may go to the something known as switching center. Okay, then switching center will forward the SMS to your friend's mobile. Now in depth we'll see how exactly the working takes place. Once a message is been sent from a mobile phone, the message will actually reached by the SMSC, which stands for the Short Message Service Center. This is Short Message Service Center. Okay, it is like an exchange office, like how in the telephone line, whenever we make a phone call, our phone call first will go for the switching center, then switching center will find out whether the destination phone is active or inactive. That means he's a busy person, he's a busy or he's not busy. So once if he is not busy, then a phone call will be established from the source to the destination. Same way here also, when the SMS will be sent, the first SMS goes to the SMSC. This SMSC will send a SMS request to the HLR. There will be one more device known as HLR, that is Home Location Register, which will help the SMSC to find out where the destination is or where the customer is roaming. Okay, it will find to find the location of that customer, because when the SMS comes, irrespective whether you are at home, whether you are at office, or whether you are on to the any in marketplace, your SMS should come. It should not restrict that you are in home, you are at office, SMS should not be sent, you are in the market, SMS shouldn't be sent, nothing like that. To find out the location, this SMSC will make a contact. It will send a request to the HLR, that is a Home Location Register. This HLR, okay, it will find the location of the customer. This HLR will respond to the SMSC with the subscriber status, whether the subscriber is active or inactive, or where the subscriber is roaming. If the subscriber is active, okay, then this SMSC will forward that SMS to the your friend mobile through the antenna or to the cell tower. Then the SMS will be delivered into your friend's mobile. Inactive and active, in the sense, certain times what happens, your mobile may be switched off, or it will be out of coverage area. In that case, what happens, this SMSC will hold that SMS, and it will hold that SMS. First it will contact to the HLR. HLR will see to that you're out of the coverage area, or your mobile is switched off or something. Then this HLR will withhold the response. Once you switch on the device, HLR would be able to locate the location of your mobile phone, and then the response will be given to the SMSC. Till that SMSC will hold that SMS. Okay, once it gets a status, that is the destination is an active state, then that SMS will be forwarded to your friend's mobile or the destination mobile. Here you can see the Short Message Service Center stores your text until your friend's phone is been connected. So this is all about the SMS. Fine. Okay.